outlines the options for sewage disposal. The first is the current use of Title V private systems. Secondly, the option of a municipal system. This could be built for the center of town only or for the entire town where most problems have not occurred. Cost is a major consideration for either public option. The state has and federal governments would appear to be committed fairly heavily to current programs, and large grants are probably unlikely. Would the entire town raise money for something that only benefits a few in the center of town? The cost of a sewer district in the center of town, paid for by the users, would be extremely expensive for the users. Further, many properties have been upgraded, their SSDS, that have cost thousands of dollars, and to be asked them to spend again would meet strong opposition. At this time, we have no recorded failures that are not being addressed. The cost of doing the entire town is staggering, and it would be hard to justify a pressing need. Bob Romer's been talking to some people, incidentally, about engineers and what it might cost to do that, based on what it's cost to do some other towns. But he hasn't got any response back. I'll keep you updated on that one. What is the future if we continue with private sewage systems? The current Title V, a statewide code for SSDS, calls for better designs and also more options to work. The anticipated flow is calculated by formula with a safety factor included. Houses are sized by the number of bedrooms, times 110 gallons a day. A 4-bedroom house requires a 440-gallon day delivery. Further, the design only allows 440 gallons a day flow per acre of land. This supports well-spaced housing as larger homes need bigger lots. Cluster housing is allowed, but an area of open space must be provided to meet this 1 acre per 440 gallon per day ratio. Design options include shared and condominiums agreements, but each has requirements to ensure funds are set aside for future repairs and alterations. The basic system, the septic tank must be 3 times the daily flow, up from 1.5 day flow in the previous titles. Very importantly, the stone leach bed must be 4 feet above the highest groundwater level. This requirement is very important for complete anaerobic digestion in the final phase. The enhanced design for SSDS ensures the effluent is able to be released into the environment safely. The state adopted this concept that the SSDS should be basically self-contained and have a minimum effect on the surrounding area. The limit of 440 gallons per day would eliminate the risk of cumulative pollution. As a system that, right plan, that ensures long-term use, fully and an easy rebuild if the leach field were to fail. New technology is constantly being developed and offered after review by DEP. Our summary is that very few houses present a problem to comply with today's Title V, but are manageable. If we go forward with private SSDS built to that current code, the town will be protected for the foreseeable future.
Perfect.
Willing to go with it? Bill, I gotta get a hold of you that Romer was saying he'd like to get what might be on file for a guide to how to maintain your system and put that in the addendum.
Yeah, we actually have a pamphlet that we hand out with all certificates of compliance, so I can certainly get that to you.
Yes, I was sure it's something had been written up.
One item in your paper, which sounded very thorough and good, is the tank size is 2 times daily flow, not 3, just to line up with Title V.
I thought that we had to have 2 in the first chamber and 1 in the second.
Oh, that's if you go with a 2-compartment tank, which is not required on a single family residence.
All right. But,
So if you just want to look at the single compartment tank, it would be 2 times.
all right.
Wilco was 1.5, now it's 2. Yep.
Bill, any idea how much a 2-compartment tank costs over
Versus a single?
Yeah.
I could find that out. In the cost of an overall system, it's not a big cost to the bottom line. In fact, some installers choose to, like Stowe, for example, requires them, but like certain installers will do a 2-compartment even only when a single is required.
Yeah. Well, that's where the road I'm going down. I just
Do a
think
much
that's such
better
a good
job.
idea. I mean, I wonder if it's something we should consider as a board.
You could
well-
put that into your local regs.
Yeah.
We've got a real catch-22 in that. What is a 4-bedroom house, Bill? You're fine with a 1,500-gallon tank.
Mm-hmm.
Put in a 2-compartment tank, which is profitable. So you've got 1,000 gallons in the first compartment and 550 in the second, or 500 in the second. What are we short? 40 gallons, Bill?
Actually, it's when you jump to a 5-bedroom home.
Was it 5? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, with a 4-bedroom, you're good with a 1,500 2-compartment. But when you jump to 5 bedrooms, you have to go to 2,000, and yeah, you're missing it by like 30 or 40 gallons.
It is
Yep.
just, that does cost some money if you're dealing with a 5-bedroom.
Yeah, jumping to a 2,000.
We can talk about that later.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Just, I mean, post COVID, let's when we're in person again, we can hash that out. But again, like you said, 2-compartment tanks, Zabel filters, these are things that are just such no brainers to me that I would have no objection introducing them into our regs.
All right, I'll polish this up a little bit and send it into the committee then if you have no objections.
Can you also send me a copy so I can
Of course, dear.
kind of do a synopsis for the minutes?
When I get it cleaned up enough that you can read the writing, so I better get it typed first.
And if I can read Bill's writing, I can handle it.
All right, yeah, that's a point. You
Give me something
did
to.
sort of the acid test.
Hey, Chris, for the committee, you talked about septic systems, but have they asked you to comment at all on wells?
No, another group is doing wells.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I would guess that that's a bigger problem potentially for us in the future than the septic systems.
Yeah, I can't remember I think it's Barry Gherkin has been trying to talk to the various well drillers and the rest as to what they're finding, if the aquifer has been dropping out from under us, and pollution problems. And I don't know how he's making out, to be honest with you. I'm sort of taking care of my end of the project. I think, I guess the hope is if my analysis here that the systems are self-contained, by the time you get through that 4 foot of sand with everything else we're doing, it really shouldn't affect a well, pretty darn close to it. So, and particularly if it's drilled down to the rock. I mean, that's something Title V never took into account, or the well regs. If you've got a shallow well or a deep rock well, and all of a sudden you run a deep rock well at 330 feet, you effectively have 330 feet of distance between your
Yeah.
water source and your leach field.
I was thinking more in terms of quantity of water versus quality. But you
Right.
say Barry's looking at that.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, one thing I noticed on our website is that we have a ban on watering lawns.
Really?
When was that put up? Anyone know?
I don't know why you would. I mean, it's a private well. It's like you water at your own risk. I mean,
I think the well regs, I'd have to check the current regs, but for a while, I don't know if it's still there, there was a paragraph about the board's ability to impose watering restrictions on private wells. Again, whether a homeowner would heed that, I don't know. Because like
Yeah,
Chris said, if you want to run your own well dry, that's your choice. If it's affecting a butters, it gets a little more tricky.
It mentions a, drought situation and everything, which we've certainly had, but Kristen, I'm wondering if we should take that down at least given, the time of year that we're in
Okay.
and
Just,
revisit it.
Yeah, if you want to let me know, if you want to give me a call tomorrow and just let me know
Sure.
exactly where it is on the website, or send me an email or a text or something, screenshot, I can certainly
Mhm.
take it down. I know I had to post something for water usage during the drought earlier based on some sort of agreement that was made in the past. I just kind of had to update a document, so I tried to look quickly on but I didn't see where it was, so I'll have to check the site and I can update that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing to do when we have a drought. Certainly hasn't been a lot of water this year, but
Right.
at this stage of the year, I just hate websites that have old information.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to clean up anything on there that we think
Yeah.
needs sprucing up.
All right.
right. All right. Anything else?
Nothing that I know, gentlemen.
Well, Chris, thank you for taking care of that for long range planning. Scott, thank you for chasing down or staying top of the mosquito piece. That, you don't often think of it at this time of year, but
It's
an ongoing
huge.
fight.
Those are some big recycled tires.
And that's it. So I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Have a great Thanksgiving, guys, and we'll see you when do we next? I mean, 2 weeks our next meeting.
Yeah, the next meeting is the 8th. Let's see if I did that right.
Yeah. for-
December 8th, and then again the 22nd.
Okay.
And then we'll go into the new year after that. So
Sounds great.
a few items already on for the 8th. I'll need to work with you guys to get the tobacco licenses signed. Those are coming in. The 2 have come in. We have 1 appointment there, Bill, for 440 Still River.
Okay, yeah.
And then,
Still River Commons might be on by then.
yes, that will be on there probably. So, oh, and then in the packet too, in the back, I just put into, there was, I don't know if I need to send a letter. Someone sent in a long sewer line information.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
was-
still Commonsville. Is that
Hill.
Marco Hagan's project on Silver Road or?
No, this is Mr. Pace.
Oh, yes. Oh, God.
Oh,
I forget about that one. Okay.
Actually, both of his plans are in, and both decisions are in. So Farm Road and Still River. I don't know if I'll have Farm Road reviewed by then, but I have looked at Still River.
Should have bought that lot. God damn it. All right.
All right,
Well,
thank you all.
Have a wonderful holiday weekend. And
holiday.
we'll see you in a
Yeah.
couple weeks.
All right,
Right.
sounds
All right.
good.
Take care.
You too, Chris.
Night.
take care, gang.